legal research paper video presentation about the effect of occupational safety law enforcement on preventing workplace injury and illness. So this presentation is about preventing workplace injuries and illness is important to keep workers safe, and then having occupational safety law enforcement can limit the number of injuries and illnesses that can happen, and then learning about the importance of occupational safety law enforcement. This is I think a really important topic for all workplaces, because how much injuries and illnesses that can be prevented are extreme amounts. I think there's a lot of things that can be prevented in a workplace for workers to be more safe and have a safe environment to go to work. The problem is that workplace injuries are happening more and more every day, which is very unfortunate, because when you go to work you should feel safe and you shouldn't have to think about getting injured or getting sick. Feel like more like even in healthcare, people would think, oh, you're gonna get sick or hurt, but you shouldn't at all. Like, you're going to work to do your job, not to worry about getting hurt or getting sick. And then in 2016, the U.S. saw 892,270 fatal non-work injuries resulting in days away from work. And then in the United States alone, recent studies estimate that almost 16,000 workers daily are hurt on the job, which I think that is a crazy number, because and then that was only in 2001, so the numbers are definitely up. I read something else that they were increased from then because of all the workplace injuries that are happening. So we're taking like a public health approach to figure out ways to prevent that. A key part of the safety enforcement is OSHA. OSHA stands for Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and OSHA is put in place to ensure safe and healthful working conditions for workers by setting and enforcing standards and providing training, outreach, education, and assistance. And it was created in 1970 to enforce safety laws and give violations if not keep up with the laws. I definitely think that OSHA is a great thing. I think that a lot everywhere you go, you hear about OSHA. You do OSHA training. It's very common now that they come in and they will get fined if they're not keeping up with the laws, and this is how they prevent a lot of the workplace injuries. But obviously injuries and illnesses could still happen, but they do a good job on preventing a lot of it. Like I said, OSHA is like one of the ones that can prevent workplace injuries and illness, but then research has found that more workplace inspections improve worker safety. I definitely think that having more inspections, like more than normal, would make sure the place of work is keeping up with all their safety recommendations, and that they're making sure everything is okay for their workers. And incorporating a safety and wellness plan to cover all levels of employee safety, definitely having all these plans is really important. And then educating the staff and management staff and bringing someone in to educate and preventing workplace injury and illness. Definitely every single workplace should be educated on being safe, how to not come to work sick, to not spread disease. I think that the education is the number one way to prevent a lot of this to happen. And then providing proper personal protection equipment, that can go for like more like hospitals and like doctor offices, making sure that they're having all the like gloves, mask, gowns, like all the proper things you need so you don't get an illness. The benefit of having these safety laws, the benefit, there's could be like a different range from all different places, and definitely a safer workplace and more productive environment for all the workers. Better safety equals quality, better health. They're more safe. They're gonna feel like not a stress, and then stress can lead to debilitating health issues, and reduces costs for worker compensation. So if you get hurt at work, obviously there's workers' comp, but it'll save money, like fewer expenses from injuries, and will increase profit because the companies have to, out of their own money, pay for workers' comp. and then employees are more comfortable in their environment. They want to go to work, they're excited to go to work, they know that they're not going to get hurt or getting sick going to work. And then a public health approach to workplace injuries and illness. Public health field is essential to limiting workplace injuries. Two of the top 10 leading public health achievements were the decline of workplace injury facilities from 37 to 4 facilities per 100,000 workers between 1933 and 1997, which it could just show like how like public health like techniques that we use can prevent these injuries and illnesses. And public health has a better understanding of workplace injuries and illnesses and how to prevent them because we educate people on how to prevent it, and I think that's important. And implementing the knowledge that we already know and what works is that's usually a lot of it is working, but people are still being oblivious to, and then they're getting hurt. The new workplace injuries and illness prevention will come from public health disciplinaries. I think that more and more in the future, public health officials are going to do more and more to help putting these laws in place for workplace injuries and illness. In conclusion, there are more and more advancements on prevention of workplace injuries and illnesses. Using a public health approach can find new programs and ways to educate on safety laws. And educating is the most important way to prevent and implement these laws. And feeling safe at work is a key to a healthy place, and employees will feel more productive. And then these are my references.